Ladies and gentlemen, we are back here again for another series review. This is an animated series review, and I'm talking about Marvel's Zombie. So the Marvel Zombies, if you don't know, is based off of a certain number of comics. It was one, two, three, and I think another comic that was considered Army of Darkness Marvel Zombies, which is insane, but it's true. um, I will preface it like this. This is a non-spoiler review, but I will divulge to you guys if you think that this is going to be predicated off of those comics, it is not. This is a version of it. This is a adaptation of it, but it is not directly correlated to those comics or that specific storyline. So I'll let you guys know that up front. But without further ado, we're gonna go get into this non-spoiler review. I have here my co-host on this one, Jorge. What's up, man?
What is going on?
Man, Thanos in the background stunting, man.
He's doing his thing. He was
Oh,
doing his thing.
so we didn't plan this initially. It was kind of like we found that like, oh, okay, Disney is kind of giving us access to be able to go and screen this, and I was kind of apprehensive. Like the What If series, the first one was okay. I thought it was actually a pretty cool concept, but by the time we got to the second and third season, I kind of checked out, unfortunately. And some of the other Marvel series that have come up through Disney Plus, I've been a little apprehensive about. But I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, Jorge, they may have actually landed this one well.
Nah, this is the best Marvel anything that I've seen in 2025. Like that's as easy as I'll put it. I was blown away by this, and it was. I think what I loved is I came into this completely blind, not knowing what to expect.
Yeah,
and this any expectation that I could have had, like this blew it out the water. It was good in so many different levels.
yeah. Yeah, I think what we can do to kind of top this off is that this is rated TVMA, so this is mature. There's a lot of death. There's a lot of gore. If you have a favorite Marvel character, chances are you're going to see them in an untimely death and in a very brutal way. And I mean, much like if you see this picture we just had up here, yes, these are heads. And Spider-Man is pulling heads off of people. Yes, this is not art. This is actually real.
Yeah.
And I think that the thing that I'll give as a positive about this is that there are deaths that happen, in the MCU. And for some strange reason, sometimes the deaths happen and they land. Sometimes you really don't feel like there's real stakes, or you feel like it's just going to be cheated, and you don't really feel like there's going to be any real human connection that you have there, right? Some kind of a way in this series, you start to gain human connections with some of the main characters, and you start to feel connected to them. So when you see a death happen to one of the characters, and much like a good horror movie is going to do with you, like, I mean, I think I'll use like Dawn of the Dead as a really good example of that. Once you start to really like a character, you don't want to see something happen. So it actually equals the result you want, which is real stakes and human connection. And as fun as it is and as dark as it can be, you have to have some kind of connective tissue to make us care. And when you got like Riri Williams, Kamala Khan, Miss Marvel, Spider-Man, like random characters, right, out of nowhere, and they're put into this very, post-apocalyptic situation of characters. Like, I mean, a lot of their movies, some of their shows, you don't really care about, but they found a way to write it in a way that you actually care about the circumstances that happen to them, and that's been missing to what Jorge's been saying from a lot of the Marvel projects, unfortunately. Did you want to speak to that as far as the stakes?
No, I think it's so I'll throw it out here. I have not seen Ironheart. There was zero oomph for me to see that. Let's put it that way. So for me, watching her in this animated series was really cool and really neat. It kind of, in a weird way, it almost got me interested in understanding more of her backstory. Um, Miss Marvel, like I thought that was probably one of the best, like Disney, like Marvel shows that Disney Plus had.
Yeah.
Um, and I think the way that they used her in here was wonderful. And it actually, she didn't feel like a kid.
Yeah.
It's like she felt like she was mature in her like superhero, uh I guess persona. But I think the neat part is, more than anything, is you look at a lot of this show and all the characters that you see here, like the real actors are actually voicing these people, which
Yeah.
is phenomenal. Like however they pulled that off, hats off to them. But one of the cool things is, it's like you truly care, like episode by episode. I kept getting sucked in more and more. And I think when I first saw this, I clicked it on. It was late at night, and I got through the first two episodes, and I was about to hit the third one, and I was like, you know what? I'm about to pass out. Like, let me save this for the next day, type of stuff. And I watched it the next day, and thank God I did it that way, because it's almost like every piece of the puzzle in this show, they truly cared for it.
Yeah.
And they made sure to make everything important, from the little details, with we'll go with like Hawkeye or anything like that, and you see little details in terms of like, oh, let me, like catch his arrow and repurpose it, type of thing. Or when you look at, like some of the deaths that happen and how that actually affects some of the characters, which is very true to life of how some of these characters would act.
Hmm.
Um Over, like, yeah, I just, it's frustrating to me that it feels like, because I'm not gonna judge people under effort or whatnot. It is frustrating as a fan that you feel that they put more effort and more time into storytelling and building into an animated series than they do some of their big shows. Like, not even shows, big movies, like blockbusters, summer blockbusters. We'll go with that. I think that I think something that also threw me off a little bit, which I wasn't prepared for, was the actual horror side of this.
Yeah.
Like I saw like Marvel Zombie, and I don't know why in my head I was thinking it was gonna be like, like just kind of like kitty stuff and all this, but nah, like from the get, you're like, oh, like this is for real. Like
Right. Right.
this is no joke. So yeah, I think that I think shows like this go to like show you how important it is to get the fans to, or just your audience to enjoy the story. And like some of the people, like what's wild is you see some of the characters you love that are already zombies, and
Hmm.
you're still kind of like, dag, like what happened?
Right.
It's like, how did he or how did she turn into, like, and you almost want to know, like you almost want the backstory into it in a weird way,
Yeah.
but the way that they incorporated so much into this, like, uh, I wish they would spend this much time on their movies. Like, that's the easiest way I could put it. Like, I it's rough that I enjoyed this so much more than all their other stuff this year. Like, and as a fan, like, I'm happy that I got something cool and enjoyable, but it's like, man, would I have loved to see this on like a big screen instead.
So I'm gonna ask a really, I mean, again, this is not relation to our review, but would you think if this was like an actual animated movie and this went to the movie theaters, because it's roughly about 2 hours and some change,
Yeah.
do you think that this would have done good in the movie theaters?
I will answer that in two different formats, and it's going to be a yes and no, and here's how I'll answer it. So when I first saw this, I thought there were more than 4 episodes. So when the 4th episode happened, in my head, I was like, oh, dope. Like there's still like 1 or 2 more episodes, and awesome. It'll be like your normal Marvel, like kumbaya type of movie, you know? And then I spoke with you and you told me that this was it. Which doesn't mean it's bad, but it's like, I think if this was to release, it would almost feel like the last Spider-Verse movie where it ends and you're just like, I need more like tomorrow. Like I don't want to
Like,
wait.
where's my episode 5 at?
Yeah. Yeah,
like,
like
what are we doing here?
yeah, 100%. And it's hard because this being spoiler free, if Marvel is smart, they could tie this into their live action shows that have not done well and get something phenomenal out of it. And actually, in a weird way, almost make like it would be neat to see them kind of intertwining the animated side with the live action and just kind of seeing how that can flow into it. But there's the possibility that they could do that, and I could be eating my words and they're just laughing at us at this point. Will they do it? I doubt it. But if they did, like, it would make other shows so much more valuable and so much more important. But yeah, I would say if this was to come out in the theaters, I think the hard part is that it is for mature audience. So I would have to. I don't even know what this would be rated. Would this be PG-13 or?
It'd be rated R. There's no
It,
way.
okay.
Because the thing is, it shows blood. Like,
Yeah.
yes, it's zombies, but it's still like there are humans, like
Yeah.
regular humans, getting like torn apart. Like
I was gonna say, yeah, getting pieced up.
I swear we saw somebody like eye get gouged out, but
yeah, no, yeah. So I think with it being rated R, I think it would be a hard sell.
Deadpool.
That is true.
And Deadpool already had one of the zombie heads in his movie.
Yeah,
that's the key. So we find out that the Deadpool zombie comes from anyway. What I'll say is the ending of this, they better make a second season. I'll put it to you like that. If they do not make a second season and this is it, from a horror standpoint, it's perfect trope of horror. But if it's not that and they don't do a second season, I think it's going to lose the audience. And they're going to look at it like, what is this? What are we doing here? Because to what Jorge's saying, if they do blend this into, live action, then it makes sense. But they need to know, like, I mean, it's a great ride. Like, I mean, all 4 episodes, like, it's just meat and potatoes. Like, yes, there are corny, cheesy moments because these are Marvel characters. But what the Marvel characters go through is really serious stakes. And they do something with 3 different characters mentally and emotionally that they haven't really touched on with Marvel. And that's dealing with a lot of loss and trauma and really having to sit with it. And keep pushing forward. It's almost torturous at times to kind of watch what some of these characters have to kind of go through. And then there's other implications that happen with some of these zombies as well. They do a very interesting job of showing you a different side of these zombies that could be its own movie itself. But I really enjoyed it, man. I had a ball with it. I think it's engaging enough. I mean, even when it starts to get really campy, like all of a sudden death starts to happen. Some of these characters you're going to absolutely remember. Some of these characters you're not. But the ones you don't remember, they do a better job in this than they do in their own respective movies or shows. Like, I really want to talk about one specific character, but I'm not going to get into them on this call, at least. Maybe if you guys want us to do a spoiler review, we'll maybe do that. But I swear there was one character that I was like, I don't even remember your name, but dang, you were good in this show. I agree with the voice acting. The voice acting cast was phenomenal in this. The only one that they did not get was Mahershala, unfortunately. Even though Mahershala's Blade is technically in this, it's a guy named Todd Williams that is playing the role of Blade in this one. But I think you're gonna have a fun time with this, guys. Like, I think you're gonna find that this is something very different, and I'm glad that they did it in this way. I just need them to go ahead and tell us they're gonna be a second season. If they don't do that, I think it's gonna hurt. I think it's gonna hurt the production of making stuff like this moving forward if they don't let us know.
Yeah, it almost makes I think already one of the biggest knocks is that the TV shows are kind of useless, dare I say, because they're really they really haven't a made. I think the TV shows would be great for like origin stories.
Yeah.
But other than that, like the TV shows haven't been incorporated in any good way. And to be able to incorporate this into something like it would be dope. It would be dope.
Yeah. So you've heard it here first, you guys. We like the Marvel project. we even want Lucas to see this. Maybe if we can get Lucas to watch it, we will come back and do a spoiler review because he loves horror and he loves zombies. I think I would love for him to talk about this.
I think he would enjoy it. Yeah. And this, I think another cool neat part about this was I like that this had different types of zombies, because I hate when zombies are just kind of like your status quo zombies. But I love that there was such a unique blend of zombies into this. Yeah, that whole episode was dope.
Yeah. They were in their bag with this one. So you guys heard it here first. What do you give it as a rating? We do A to F actually instead of no.
Yeah, if I had to grade it, I mean,
I know what I'm gonna give it.
I mean, this is like an A. Like I hate and not to like jump on in or like fanboy out or anything like that. I really enjoyed this. Like truly. I think originally my score was like an A+ because I thought there was going to be one more episode. Mm-hmm. And even after finding out that there wasn't, it's still solid. And I do think from a horror perspective, the way that it ends, it gives you enough to think about it and to like chew on stuff, Yeah. But yeah, for me, this is the best Marvel has done all year. Like I am so happy with this.
Yeah, I give this a A-. This, I mean, it could be a straight A. Honestly, if I knew that this was going to continue, I could give it an A or A+, because at least I know we're going somewhere.
Yeah.
If they let me know that, I mean, again, but anyway, I did enjoy it. A- for me. We'll talk about it more later. Maybe we can get Lucas to jump in on this. But thank you guys so much for watching. Jorge, thank you so much for joining me and doing this review. It's been too long. We got to do more. And Jorge, where can everybody find your other content?
Yeah, you can find me here. And then you can also find me. I've been slacking on posting on it, but also Oh So Fast reviews. I do a lot of reviews there in Spanish as well as English, but mostly Spanish. So yeah, you can definitely catch me on either one of these fun-filled channels.
Yes, sir. So we have a lot of TIFF and screening content and interview stuff that's coming up. A lot of that is exclusively on our TikTok. You guys, if you don't know, we do have a Team JVS TikTok. We put up stuff up there on the daily, even more so on YouTube. So if you want to see some cool content, go and check and follow our TikTok as well. But we're going to go, guys. Have a good night. Peace.
Falling out the top of the Scarlet, 50 mile radius on my timeline. Ain't nothing on my mind. Oh Lord.